If your GE top-load washer is shaking, not agitating, or refusing to spin, the drive assembly could be the culprit. I'm William with AppliancePartsPros.com, and today I'll guide you through testing and replacing it. Don't worry if this is your first time working on an appliance. It's easier than you might think. Let's get started. With over 2 million products in stock and the know-how to help you do it yourself, we are AppliancePartsPros.com. For today's work, we'll need a multimeter, a 1/4 inch, 5/16 inch, and 7/16 inch nut driver, a tub nut wrench and mallet, a 3/8 and 3/4 inch wrench, as well as a flathead screwdriver and pliers. Remember, safety comes first, so ensure your top load washer is unplugged or the breaker is switched off. Grab your putty knife and insert it about 3 to 4 inches from each corner at the top of the front panel to release the locking tabs. Rotate the front panel forward, lift it up, and set it aside. Reach to the top of the drive pulley and check the position of the shifter gear. When no voltage is applied, the gear should be sitting down against the pulley. If it's stuck or not fully seated, that indicates a mechanical failure. Next, locate the 2-wire connector coming from the motor. This should contain a red wire and a yellow wire. Disconnect this harness, set your multimeter to resistance or ohms, and place one probe on the red wire and the other on the yellow wire. You should get a reading between 66 to 70 ohms. If the resistance is outside of this range, like this one, or the shifter gear is stuck and not resting on the pulley, the drive assembly has failed and will need to be replaced. If you're unsure how to use a multimeter, we put together a helpful tutorial. Check out the link in the description for step-by-step instructions. Use a 1/4 inch nut driver to remove the 3 screws securing the top of the console. Rotate the console forward to expose the control board. Grab your 1/4 inch nut driver and remove the screws located at the front corners of the top panel. Lift the lid and press up on the lid switch from underneath while pressing in on the locking tab. Rotate the lid switch and push it down through the opening. Set the top panel aside. Disconnect the wires from the console and set it to the side. Disconnect the pressure hose from the pressure switch. Using a 5/16 inch nut driver, remove the suspension straps from the tub. Next, remove the 1/4 inch screws along the bottom edge of the console bottom plate. Lift the console bottom plate and set it to the side. It can be hung to the side as well. Lift up on the locking tabs to remove the tub ring. Remove the agitator by pulling it straight up. Then remove the agitator coupling and 7/16 inch center bolt beneath it. Grab a tub nut wrench or a large adjustable wrench and remove the tub nut. Lift out the spin basket. Remove the split ring and washer. You can use a flathead screwdriver to expand the ring for easier removal. Disconnect the drain hose. Also unplug the motor harness. Lift up on the tub and remove the suspension rods from the tub. You can rotate and tilt the tub to work it out of the washer frame. Set the tub upside down on a work surface. Remove the drive belt from the motor and pulley. Using a 3/8 inch socket, remove the nut securing the motor to the drive assembly. Set the motor aside. Use a 3/4 inch socket to remove the pulley. Next, remove the 3/8 inch bolt securing the drive assembly to the tub platform. Then use a 1/2 inch socket to remove the bolts holding the tub platform in place. Finally, pull the drive assembly out of the tub. Here's the old drive assembly and here's the new one. If you've already got one, great. If not, you can pick one up at AppliancePartsPros.com. Position the new drive assembly in the center of the tub base. Reinstall the tub platform over the drive assembly. Align the mounting holes on the tub and the drive assembly and secure it using the 1/2 inch socket and the original bolts. Install the 3/8 inch bolt to secure the drive assembly. Next, reinstall the pulley onto the drive shaft using a 3/4 inch socket. Tighten it securely. Mount the motor back onto the drive assembly with the 3/8 inch nuts. Loop the drive belt around the motor pulley and drive pulley. Flip the tub upright and guide it back into the washer cabinet. Reconnect the suspension rods. Tilt and rotate the tub as needed to align each one. Reconnect the drain hose. Plug the motor wire harness back in. Reinstall the split ring and washer onto the drive shaft. Lower the spin basket into position over the drive shaft. Reinstall and tighten the tub nut with your tub nut wrench or large wrench. Reinstall the agitator coupling and secure it with the center bolt. Push the agitator back down onto the coupling until it locks into place. Reattach the tub ring by snapping the locking tabs into place. Using a 5/16" nut driver, reinstall the suspension straps at the top of the tub. Lift the console bottom plate back into position and reconnect the pressure hose. Reinstall the 1/4" screws along the bottom edge of this console plate. Slide the top panel back into place. Secure the top panel with the 1/4" screws at each front corner. Feed the lid switch back into its slot and rotate it to lock. Press it in until the tab clicks. Install the front panel. Reconnect the wires to the console and rotate it into place, securing it with the 1/4" screws you removed at the beginning. We're plugging the power supply cord in, and with that, we're done. Great job tackling that drive assembly replacement. We'd love to hear about your experience, so feel free to share how your repair went in the comments below. If you find that you still need a new drive assembly, just grab your washer's model number and visit appliancepartspros.com. Most orders arrive in just a few days. Thank you for letting us assist you with your repair journey, and we look forward to helping you with your next appliance project.